What's up, Barnhill family, and welcome back to your home for all things combat sports.
Yo-yo.
So Ariel Helwani said that Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou in a boxing match is almost a done deal. Now, the thing I really hate about this is that they're saying it's going to be an exhibition fight and there can be no knockdown on either side. So what you're really going to get is just Tyson Fury styling on Francis Ngannou for however many rounds it lasts. It's not going to mean anything. It's not going to change the record of either man. And I think both guys have so much better business that they can do. You know, Alexander Usyk is out there for Fury. You have Anthony Joshua out there. And then Francis, he's got his deal with the PFL. He could box somebody else like a Deontay Wilder and actually make it meaningful, make it matter. But this exhibition thing, man, I'm just tired of seeing all these exhibitions.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And the one thing that drives me crazy is the clickbaitiness of this whole thing.
Yeah.
They try to get you with, oh, Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou is going to happen. And then you go read the fine print. Oh, it's going to be an exhibition, so it doesn't actually count. Unlike the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather, where Floyd's O was actually on the line.
Yes.
That was something that was intriguing to us. So it's an exhibition, so it doesn't count no matter what. They can't knock each other down, which that means they're not going to throw anywhere near 100% punches, because we're talking about guys who in the offseason live around 300 pounds. Yeah. So, I mean, one punch from either of them could knock the other one down. And if we're talking about 4-ounce gloves, then what are we doing? Like, are we really just going to play like patty cakes with each other?
Yeah.
And so the whole fact that they're burying the lead and putting all of the really important details of this fight in the rule set to the side and trying to keep them like hidden from people just seems a little bit snaky to me. It seems disingenuous. It seems like a cash grab to the highest of levels. And I'm just not for that. You know, I truly think that Francis Ngannou is a threat when you put him in a boxing ring, even though he doesn't have near the skills that Tyson has. He's got the hardest punch on the planet, and anybody can get caught in a boxing match. And even Tyson Fury, who's very difficult to hit for the best boxers in the world, he could zig when he's supposed to zag and get caught by Francis Ngannou and might not be able to stand up afterwards. Now, I don't see that happening, but at least give me the chance that that could happen. When you take away all the power punching, when you take away all the rules of boxing, the Queensberry rule set that we've known and loved and grown with for years, when you take away the fact that it actually doesn't even matter, all of this stuff just makes it feel like such a cash grab and such a dull piece of entertainment. I mean, Tyson Fury's great on the microphone. He's really entertaining. He's going to sing a song for you after he wins the fight, but he does all that while he's already boxing real opponents. To see him box a guy who's nowhere on his level that doesn't mean anything, I mean, the song would probably be the most entertaining part of that night.
Yeah, and I mean, the real problem with this is for Francis Ngannou, because you take away the one tool that he has in his tool belt that could potentially be the equalizer here, and I think that's a big if. I think Tyson Fury boxing Francis Ngannou, and it was not an exhibition, an actual pro bout, the chances of Francis winning are less than about 2%. But those 2% do come from him having the hardest punch in the world, as you said, and landing it in just the right spot at just the right time. When you take that away, we know 100% how this story is going to end. It's going to end with Tyson Fury hitting Francis when he wants to hit him, where he wants to hit him. And I'm not going to pay $70 or $80 for a glorified sparring match to watch these two just spar each other and touch each other up like it's a Monday morning and they're doing a little training. And so for me, it's a total miss. And it's a total miss because the heavyweight division in boxing is great right now. You have Anthony Joshua, you got Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz is in the mix. Yeah, Alexander Usyk is holding these belts. You got Tyson Fury, who's the lineal champion. And I think in a lot of respects, Tyson's the best of all of them, and he could go in there and maybe take on Deontay again, beat him again, take on AJ, defeat him, take on Alexander Usyk and put on an epic fight. Maybe that turns into a trilogy or something like that. But instead, he's going to box Francis Ngannou, and it's not even going to count for anything, and they can't knock each other down. And then Francis Ngannou is going to push coming to the PFL off. What is the PFL getting out of any of this? I mean, this is like if there's a real loser in this, it's the PFL. You just put your biggest cash cow that you just rolled up the Brinks truck for against Tyson Fury in an exhibition and watch him get pieced up, and then usher him into an MMA fight after that and try to sell that. The whole thing makes no sense to me. I'm all for the crossover. I'm not mad at Floyd Conor. I'm not mad at Jake Paul. But this, to me, especially the fact that it's an exhibition, is just a miss to the highest degree.
Yeah, if they're going to do it like this, they might as well call the McMahons and just do it in the WWE ring and maybe bring out a chair and hit each other with that, because that's one step away from what they're going to be doing. If we want to see these two compete, I think it could get sanctioned. I think no problem. If you told me tomorrow that Vegas announce that at the T-Mobile Arena you're going to have Tyson Fury put his belt on the line against Francis Ngannou, we could make that thing happen. And I really do think that the puncher's chance exists in Francis Ngannou more than it exists in anybody else on the entire planet. And you could actually start to sell that thing. You know, obviously Dana White has nothing to do with this, but he was able to make something really great happen in Conor versus Floyd, and he got a ton of attention. And now all you're doing is you're taking two people who aren't quite as big of stars as those two guys, but they have one thing that those two guys didn't have, which is the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
You're talking about the two biggest guys in the two most badass sports in the entire world, and they're about to duke it out in, you know, Fight City. I think they should go to Las Vegas and do it. I think there should actually be a belt on the line, and I think they should make it for all the marbles. They should make it count on the record. If Tyson Fury loses, he should have his O taken away. If Francis Ngannou comes in and loses, then it doesn't really devalue him that much because he doesn't have a boxing record in the first place. But all of that to say, an exhibition just seems like a cash grab to me. It seems like one step above celebrity YouTube boxing, and if they're going to just try to steal our money from it, then I think you're going to get a lot of pushback from the fans.
Yeah, for sure.